Okay, so probably the number one question I get asked every springtime is, do I really need to give my dog flea and tick prevention? I mean, isn't it just basically poison? It's all just a racket. It's all just for money. And I get it. I've asked the same exact questions. And if you're somebody who reads dog food labels and really pays a lot of attention about what you give your dog, what you feed them, how you clean your house, all the things, I get where you could be skeptical about how important flea and tick prevention is. Makes totally sense. It makes total sense. So today I really want to get into the nitty gritty of why it's important, what we're talking about, what the risks are, and make sure that you have all of the information. And just remember that nothing that I'm about to say comes from any place of judgment or even advice. I just want to make sure you have all the facts. So let's get into it. Okay, so let's talk about what the risks are. I think that's the most important place to begin. Ticks, while beyond disgusting, I mean, they're the grossest of the gross, am I right? They also carry really scary diseases, not just for humans, but for dogs as well. They carry Lyme disease, which I'm sure you've all heard about the risks of Lyme disease in human. They create really horrible joint pain, kidney problems, and trust me, you do not want to be dealing with kidney problems in your dog. It's not fun. And they actually, in extreme cases, can cause neurological problems. That's no joke. The other two really scary ones, and I had to write these down because I always forget the names, and excuse my pronunciation. So we have anaplasmosis and also ehrlichiosis. I did it. So these actually suppress your dog's immune system, which is scary enough, and they actually affect how blood clots. So that means your dog could have blood problems for the rest of their lives. I don't think I want to see my dog with a nosebleed or anything of the like. Really, it's bad, guys. And fleas, I mean, I grew up with dogs all the time. Southern California, we always had flea problems. Always. And while a complete nuisance, it was just part of summer living for us. Well, in doing some research for this video, fleas, aside from the basic chronic dermatitis that can be caused by fleas, in really severe cases, which I'm sure wouldn't be the case with any of you, but in really severe cases, it can actually cause anemia, especially in our smaller dogs. They just have less to give, and those fleas are parasites. The coup de grace of protecting against fleas is that fleas actually carry tapeworm. Tapeworm, people. Tapeworm. So what happens is, as your dog is grooming themselves, they might actually ingest these fleas and might eventually have a tapeworm growing inside of them. And for me, okay, end of the story. No more questions need to be asked. So basically, by using flea and tick prevention every summer, you're protecting against these really, really dangerous diseases that are going to end up costing you a lot of money, a lot of discomfort, pain, and possible really chronic problems for your dog. And the consequences are real. So it's really important that it's fully clear what those consequences are. Okay? So let's get into it. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Kate, and I am a canine nutritionist and dog treat baker here in Lugano, Switzerland. And up until a few years ago, I was just a mom, barely hanging on, trying to raise my kids, and trusting that the dog food I was giving my sweet dog Bucky from the grocery store or the pet shop, if I was really feeling extra, was enough. And then Bucky got cancer, which led me down a rabbit hole of investigation into all of the amazing superfoods that are available, how they affect a dog's body, what benefits the dog can get from them. And I have dedicated myself to creating treats that do more for dogs. Okay, so let's get into some of the myths about flea and tick prevention. One myth that I hear a lot is all chemical prevention is toxic. And I need to emphasize, I really do get it. Here's the thing though. Older methods used a different sort of delivery system, and it did have a higher risk profile. So is it something that maybe it might make sense to be a bit cautious about? Sure. The newer systems, the newer prevention products that are out there are fascinating. They actually have a molecule that attacks receptors that are only in these insects. Mammals don't even have these receptors. So the risk profile is actually quite low. Not all of these prevention methods are the same. And that's where it's really so important to talk to your vet, to come with questions and to really, if you're skeptical about it, do your research beforehand and present them to your vet. Together you can find a dosage that is right for your dog, for its breed, for its size. A second myth that I hear really a lot is, I'll just use the natural method. There are plenty of essential oils, neem oil, it's fabulous. Okay, sorry, I did not mean to have that obnoxious voice going on. I get it. I am a proud member of doTERRA. I have essential oils for every possible thing, and I get it. I love the natural approach. The only problem is that for something that is so high risk as the diseases that fleas and ticks can attach to your dog, the research proving that these natural systems work, it's pretty thin. So it's going to be a risk. It's a gamble. Personally, I believe that it's something that is really great to layer in. And now for the third myth. And this is one that I hear a lot, and I've gone through the same thought process myself, so no shade, no judgment. And it goes like this. If I'm giving my dog prevention every month, if I'm doing this prevention every month, I'm basically poisoning my dog. And like I said, I have had the same thought process, so I'm not critical, I'm not judgy, but it's just a fallacy. Millions and millions of dogs use these preventions every year with no issue. These products have been rigorously tested before even coming to market. They have been absolutely used without incident millions of times. Now, that being said, side effects can happen. And as with any new medication or product that you give your dog, it is really important that you keep an eye on them, that you monitor them. Make sure you give them the prevention when you know that you're going to be around, and you can keep an eye and make sure that all is okay. And if something feels off, if you feel like even just the tiniest little bit of, I'm not liking this, talk to your vet. Call them, run down to the vet, and make sure that they're okay. Can it happen? Yes. Is it common? Absolutely not. In the end, the diseases that fleas and ticks cause, especially ticks, can cause far more suffering for your dog than any of the prevention can. But using a licensed, proper product responsibly is the best thing that you can do to be a responsible dog owner. It is really important. You are protecting them from Lyme disease, from potentially deadly blood diseases. You are protecting them from a life of chronic pain. And those are preventable things. So no, using these products is not going to poison your dog. So what do I actually do for Ciccio? Nobody asked, but I'm going to tell you. Ciccio gets monthly protection, full stop. There's no debating about it. He is out in the grass. He is a boy dog who lives to roll around, leaving his scent everywhere he can, rubbing against anything he can the entire walk. So Ciccio gets full protection, full stop. One of the things that I like to do to really make sure that I am supporting his immune system and supporting his health as much as possible is that every single meal from May until September, I add a handful of, these are my spinach chlorella toppers. And while I'm not using them as some kind of an antidote, not because I think that the prevention is doing anything to harm him, but I just want to support him and support his body from the inside. And spending more time outdoors, he's exposed to more pollutants, more free radicals, more pollution, all of the things. I think that it is a really smart idea to protect our dogs from the inside out. Now, these are made with oats, spinach, and chlorella is an incredible detoxifier for the body. It will bond to heavy metals, and it just basically helps support a nice clean liver and to make sure that everything is working as it should. These treats are going to give antioxidants, folate, iron, and it just really helps the removal of any toxins that are in their body. Again, not because I think that the prevention is particularly hazardous, but you can never be too safe. So Ciccio gets a handful of these. In fact, I'm gonna have to bake some more this afternoon. And yeah, so I'm not choosing between protecting him and nourishing him. It's actually really amazing that these can help do both. So the link is in the description if you want to grab some for your dog. If you have any questions about how much to give or how to introduce them, I'm always in DMs, or genuinely just come and say hi. So I think I better finish up my baking here, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Now go and pet your dog. Ciao.